Hi, this is Debbie Sasson, financial planner and money coach, helping you to build a healthy, confident relationship with your wealth. And today I'm speaking specifically to women and even younger women because I want you to know what your 50-year-old self is going to want you to know today about managing money. And I bring this topic up specifically because in the last month or two, I have been working with many, many women who are managing money on their own. They have recently separated from their husbands, or they're getting divorced from their husbands, or they've received an inheritance that they want to take care of on their own. So it doesn't have to be because something bad has happened, but statistically, we know that 80 or 90% of women will be managing money on their own at some point in your lives. And sometimes when we're 20, 30, 40, we're not even thinking down that road, but it's important that you start thinking about it now so that you can get yourself feeling confident, courageous, and empowered about working with money. So let's dive in and talk about 5 things that your 50-year-old self is going to want you to know about managing money. And number 1 is she wants you to get comfortable looking at your financial statements. Now, I know when I get financial statements in the mail, there are so many lines and so many columns, and I feel like these financial statements were designed to make me open them up and shut them as quickly as possible. But what we have to do is look at them, feel that resistance, and then overcome that resistance. Because the way to get comfortable with your money and what you have, what you own, is to actually dig down into the details and look. So it could be that the first time you look at your financial statements and they're 9 pages long and there's a lot of fine print and you don't even know what's going on. You look at the first page and you just become comfortable with the first page. And oftentimes when I look at like investment portfolio financial statements, there's just a summary page in the beginning, and maybe there's a nice little pie chart or a summary table about how your money performed during the course of the month. So that's enough. We don't have to dig below the surface into all the lines and details about what you own and all the different trades that were taking place in your account. But look at your financial statements. And this could be an investment portfolio. It could be your retirement portfolio. It could be your bank statement. And even bank statements, either we get them in the mail and we shove them into a drawer. We get them by email and we don't even open them and look at them. So I'm challenging you to take one financial statement and look at the first page and discover something new about your financial statements. Number 2, after you've discovered something new, start learning about it. If there is a term on that financial statement that's unfamiliar to you, let's say total return or yield or benchmark. These are some terms that you might come across on your financial statements. Your 50-year-old self wants you to learn about these terms and to become familiar with them. So you can look at the terms and you can Google them, right? Find out what that means. There's a wonderful website called Investopedia, and you can put almost anything you want into Investopedia about money and about finance, and you can search it out and you can find out what it means. And you know how it goes with dictionaries. Sometimes even the terms are going to be a little like that. The description is something that you can't understand. Maybe you need to take one of the words that's in the description and you need to search that. Or you might need to Google it somewhere else where you're going to get the information that you want in more layman's or laywoman's terms. And you know what? If you Google something and you don't understand it, put it in the comments below. I'll be happy to come back and explain it to you in terms that we can understand. Because yes, sometimes just the languaging itself, the financial jargon, is enough of a barrier to entry that we can't get out of the gate. Okay, point number 3 that your 50-year-old self wants you to know, she wants you to track your money so that you actually know what's going on. How much do you have coming in? How much are you spending? Because that tells you where you are during the course of the month. also, if you are in a situation where you're getting divorced and you need to ask for child support or an alimony payment, you want to know how much your spending is and what your financial needs are on a monthly and an annual basis, so that you can go with, confidence to make your claim. So get really, really comfortable with the fine details of your money, because your 50-year-old self is going to want you to know that. And the other thing that you need to track is something that we call your net worth. And that's the difference between your assets, which is what you own, and your liabilities, which is what you owe. And the difference between what you own and what you owe is called your net worth. And that will hopefully show you that over time, your net worth has been growing, that you haven't taken on too much debt. And this is particularly important because one of the women that I spoke with in the last couple of months, who's now in the early stages of getting divorced, her husband started taking loans, like taking out a second mortgage on their house. And she sort of knew it in the background, but wasn't really connected with what's going on. So now she is going to be filing for divorce. And rather than be, let's just say that you thought that the value of your house was worth $200,000, and you thought the mortgage was $100,000. So you really felt that you had did I say that right? $200,000 value of house, $100,000 mortgage. So you thought you had $100,000 of equity in your house. Well, if somebody has taken out a second mortgage on their house, let's say for argument's sake, $50,000, right? Once that house is sold, there's only going to be $50,000 to split between the two of them, not the $100,000 that she thought originally. So she would get her 50 and he would get his 50. So it's important to track what is going on. And I've noticed this a lot over the last 10 years of being a money coach and financial planner, is that sometimes there's a lot of money stuff that's going on in the background that leaves women in a very uncomfortable financial position. There's just not enough because some fun and games and funny business has been going on. So I want you to track it, to stay connected with it and know what's going on. And again, I'm not suggesting that you will ever need this information, in a bad way, but because you want to know, because knowledge is power, and it helps you feel more confident about your money. Okay. Point number 4 that your future self is going to want you to know about is that it would be really great if you had a money buddy, someone that you can talk about this stuff with. I know that men and women frequently talk about money differently. Now, that money buddy can be your partner, and that would be a great way for you guys to come together as a couple and build a strong relationship, because we all know that money is the number one thing that couples fight about. So if your money buddy and the person that you're learning with and growing with is your partner, fantastic. But again, if your husband, your partner deals with money a little bit differently from you are, find yourself a female friend and learn about it together. You'll both be in the early stages together and the middle stages and the growing stages, and you will each help and support and encourage each other to become more knowledgeable and empowered about money. And the 5th point that your future self is going to want you to know about is that she wants you to have some money set aside for yourself. Now, I'm not talking about the legal ramifications or repercussions of this money and whether or not, if it would come to divorce, this is considered marital property or not. What I am concerned about as a financial coach is that you become really familiar down to the details of your money. And if you have money set aside for you, you are naturally going to become more connected, more concerned, and more involved with what's going on with your money. So take some money. It's for you. It's your learning experiment. It's your growing experiment. It's the way that you can help grow and strengthen your money muscles for the future. Okay, so let's review now the 5 things that your future self is going to want you to know about money. 1 is how to read financial statements. Number 2 is how to track your money so that you know what's going in, what's going out, and how your net worth is growing over time. Number 3 is, well, it was learning about money, so all the different ways. She's going to want you to be knowledgeable and confident about money. Number 4, she's going to want you to have a money buddy so that you can learn and grow with somebody else. It's always more fun to learn with somebody else. And number 5 is she's going to want you to have some money set aside so that you can actually become involved. You can get your hands dirty and you can feel exactly how money feels going into and out of your hands because it's going to be yours. Okay, so if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will be happy to answer. And this is Debbie Sasson, financial planner and money coach, helping you to build a healthy, confident relationship with your wealth. Bye.